The fourth letter in Acorn is an interesting one. It's the R for reporting.
Good.
Why is that, Michael?
Well, the old-fashioned word for report is testimony, but of course it doesn't spell acorn. And so testimony, I think, is really, really important. Reporting on what God is actually doing today. We are a church at times that's either in the past or it's in the future. What reporting actually does is it brings us into the present moment, and we can report on the activity of God. It becomes utterly vital for the faith and formation of the church.
In Luke 10, we read the story of Jesus sending out the 72. And even though they go among, like lamb among wolves, even though they might not get accepted, we read at the end of that chapter, in verse 17, that the 17 came back with joy. And they told Jesus what had happened. So it seems that this reporting is a really key bit of our Christian journey.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, actually, when it says with joy, they came back with joy. I think the more scared you are, the more ecstatic joy there is in the actual kind of reporting. That there's something about rehearsing once again the activity of God in your life and in the life of another person that actually kind of brings that surprising joy, into our lives. It is a vital element in our faith journey.
That's really interesting, because we might ask God, who do you want me to connect with? And we're not sure if he will call us. Then when we believe that he might have called us, we obey. And we're struggling with this and struggling to find out what he is doing. And then often the story might not be really big. So we don't feel like it's a testimony. So we shouldn't talk to anyone about this. But the reporting seems to do the opposite of that.
Yeah, because it's not about us, it's about what God is up to. Now, we might not be able to see that in our own story, and that's why we need other people to actually kind of help point that out. But it's vital, kind of testimony, reporting, keeps the church in the present moment of what God is doing in our generation, in our lifetime.
Okay, so let's get better at just sharing what God is doing among us.